Hey guys, it's Joe with Pocketnow.com. So far we've shown you the unboxing and the hardware walk-around of the Motorola Droid RAZR. In today's video we are going to show you the first boot, which is a little bit different than what you've seen in the past, and just a very quick overview of what comes pre-installed on your Droid RAZR so you don't have to be wondering when you go to your Verizon store and pick one up for yourself. Let's go ahead and get this thing booted up. So when we fire up the Motorola Droid RAZR for the first time, you see this very, very nice looking boot animation. The intro sequence is just really kind of cool, and then it switches over to the standard boot up eye, which just loops and loops and loops until the device is booted up. That initial sequence has some sound with it that you can't really hear all that well here, but even with the initial boot, it boots up very fast. Comes up to the touch the Android to begin screen, which we're familiar with. So we go ahead and touch the Android. At that point, since this is a CDMA phone, what it needs to do is synchronize and activate with the carrier, in this case Verizon Wireless USA. Now this process does take a couple minutes. In my experience, it usually takes between 2 and 5 minutes depending on how strong your CDMA signal is. It has to do this over CDMA. It cannot do it over LTE, to the best of my knowledge, and it cannot do it over Wi-Fi. So you just got to wait while, and this isn't your SIM, this is the IMEI of the phone, while that's activated on the 3G CDMA network. Just kind of hang out with it and wait for it to happen. You only have to do it once. Now, up in the time bar, you can see that a couple minutes have passed. It's been successfully activated, and we can go ahead and continue the process. Have a nice little wait indicator. It has the I don't know exactly what that is. Is that supposed to be a sawtooth? Is it an eye aperture? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what it is, or if you think it's something different than that. But that then brings us right back to the touch the Android to begin. You go ahead and do that, and this is very similar to what you've seen in the past. We go ahead and put in our Google account information. I'll do that off screen for you. Once that's done, it's bringing you up to essentially sign up for Motorola's backup service. It's really a nice service. We'll skip that for this process. And then we're brought to something that's not a standard Android interface. This is the social networking and accounts page that Motorola has put in their most recent phones. From this one page, you can configure your device to use almost all of your social networks out there, from Facebook, Flickr, LinkedIn, Twitter, the whole thing. Very nice, all in one place. If you ever need to add an account, you can come back and do it now, or you can add them all right up front. We'll go ahead and skip this for the time being because it's just stuff like credentials. Go ahead and continue through this. All right. Now we're at the Verizon and Motorola location sharing screen. This asks you how you want to get your information regarding geolocation. Since I like as precise a geolocation as possible, I'm going to select them all and accept the disclaimers. We'll then continue through to the next screen. Have you guys take a look at that real fast. And we'll continue through. Continuing through the next device. This is just initial setup like you're used to. But where things get interesting is once you're past that, now you're brought to kind of a how to use your device screen. If this is your first smartphone, let alone your first Android, 1, 2, 3, here's where you get your stuff. Notifications on screen and buttons. And then, of course, we can close that down somewhat quickly. It ties in with those videos that we saw before that just kind of teaches you how to use the device. Now, something interesting you'll see here, this is a Cyanogenmod Rom Wallpaper. Now, I'm not running Cyanogenmod on this device. This is stock from Motorola, but it's imported in my wallpaper from my previous device, which was kind of neat. That's the one that I had set up on my Bionic, by the way. You can see here, just like the Bionic, you have the very smooth 3D-like horizontal pagination on the home screens. You have 5 of them to begin with. Very nice, very quick. Down at the bottom, a little bit different application of how to get into your app drawer. There's just an app button down there. That button bar looks a little bit different from what we're accustomed to. It looks like just another row of icons on the home screen, but it's not. A little bit disappointing that you can't add stuff down there the same way, but you can modify those however you want relatively easily. Looking through the apps, this is a horizontal paginator just like Honeycomb, just like Ice Cream Sandwich is going to have when it's released, hopefully in a few days here, on the same network, I might add. You can see that we don't have very much pre-installed apps. There's not a lot of bloatware. It comes with a full Google suite of stuff. Of course, there are other Google apps that you can download and install, but the stuff you need like Market and Maps and Gmail come pre-installed. On top of that, we have a few games, and these are level limited games. We also have this really cool Moto Active, health app. Essentially, lets you keep track of your fitness. It does come with Netflix pre-installed, which is great because it's LTE and it has a nice, beautiful screen. We do have some NFL apps as well because Verizon is the official wireless carrier of the National Football League, so we get to have those on there. Disappointing that we can't put those on other devices, on other networks, but such is the case with exclusivity. And then, of course, we have a few Verizon-specific apps as well. Some of them are redundant. Some of them help you get into your account information. Of course, you've got some apps that take you back in and let you watch the tutorials that we skipped through, and also let you set up your device again. You can launch right back into that setup wizard if you would like. The home screen is 3D, like we mentioned. It has kind of 3D apps and 3D widgets. They are scrollable, just like we've come to expect with Motorola. It is not a true Android UI. It's not a true Android launcher, not a stock launcher, I should say, but it's very, very close.
So there we saw what was preloaded on the Motorola Droid RAZR. It's very, very light as far as bloatware goes. A few NFL apps that we could do without, a few Verizon apps that are kind of redundant, but we've come to expect that with Verizon phones. And in all honesty, this phone has a lot of space on it, so it's not really bloating up your phone and hampering what you can install and what you can put on there. There's plenty of room to grow, especially with that 16 gig micro SD card pre-installed that you could always swap out with a 32 gig if you needed to. Overall, very nice. If you like seeing videos that tell you what kind of stuff comes preloaded on your phones before you go in and get it, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. If you want to see future videos about the Motorola Droid RAZR and other smartphones, Android, Windows Phone, iOS, you name it, make sure you subscribe to our video channel. It'll keep you up to date and it'll let you know things that your friends don't know unless you get them to subscribe too. And of course, head on over to Pocketnow.com so that you can check out all of our cool articles and news as it happens. For Pocketnow, showing off the Motorola Droid RAZR, I'm Joe Levi.